He called from a cell phone. He wouldn't give me his location. And he said, I'm jumping off the bridge. Come find my body so my parents can know where I'm at. And then he hung up. And I called him back, no answer. I called him back, no answer. I called him back. And of course, I've got the phase 2 location. I've dropped the call. I've got officers en route. And I'm calling him back to verify his location, see if I can talk to him, get his name, something, right? He answers the phone and he goes, what? And I said, stay on the line with me. I need your name. And he gives me his name. And I said, I need to know what you're wearing so officers can find your body. Because that was his goal.
Right.
Right? So I'm playing into his goal and trying to help him reach that goal. So I get a clothing description. And I said, what side of the bridge are you on? What can you see? And he's like, I'm just looking at the water. And I said, why did you answer when I called back? Which, I was a very unseasoned dispatcher at that time. I'd worked as an actual dispatcher on the floor for less than a year. Mm-hmm. And so that probably wasn't the best question to ask. But in the moment, that's what I asked. I said, why did you answer when I called back? And he's like, I don't know. And I said, I think it's because you want help. I think it's because you don't actually want to do this. And then he hung up again. And I couldn't get him back on the phone. Turns out later, I'm friends with the dispatcher who was working the primary radio channel for the area that he was in. Mm-hmm. And her boyfriend, who was a cop in that city. We would hang out all the time and we were friends. He ends up showing up, distracting the guy, and pulling him off the bridge.
Wow.
He was sitting there and he had made a noose. And he had the noose around his neck and tied to a post on the bridge. And he was going to hang himself off the bridge. And his life was saved.